All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the Socially Unacceptable But Sober podcast. My name is Dino. I'm an alcoholic.
I'm Jonathan. I'm an alcoholic.
Hey, girl.
Hey, girl.
They practiced it. You could tell.
I could say in
No, we just
synchronicity.
free fly. We had the plan, but we just freestyled it.
Freestyle.
I'm mad alcoholic.
And tonight, we have
Alcoholic named Chuck.
alcoholic named Chuck. I think you guys know who Chuck is because he comments on every single show.
week.
Unlike the other people,
Yeah.
like 1,200 followers we have.
1,300.
1,300.
You guys even got my sobriety today.
No, we didn't know because Jonathan overlooked it.
Yeah, he overlooked it, but that's not what we do.
It's still there. It's still there.
We'll get it tonight.
So what's up? What's going on? How's everybody doing?
Quick input. Listen to this shit. So a couple of weeks ago, we were talking about medications and shit. So my doctor put me on that ADHD medication. And remember last week, I was like, dude, this is the best episode yet. It's because I was fucking paying attention the whole time.
Is that what's wrong?
Yeah. Now I can pay attention. You guys are fucking in trouble now.
Oh my God. Guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, share, love us, comments, all that stuff. Sobriety dates. If you need help, let us know. We got guys. Jonathan is going to put up on our screen how you can do all that. Merchandise. Don't forget the merchandise. The merch. Tonight, I am the only one supporting us. That's awesome.
I don't even got a fucking shirt.
That's awesome.
Cheers.
There we go. There we
Chuck got
go.
a hat and a shirt.
Yeah, head tattoo. I'm not wearing a hat.
Yeah, no. Tattooed his head yesterday.
Yeah, and by the way, before we move on, if anybody knows, Chuck does have tattoos on his face. So if
Oh,
anybody
and
got
a
any
beard.
shit to talk about
Fuck.
that. Huh?
He got a beard and tattoos.
Beard and tattoos.
What are we talking about? Era 52 or Small
Whatever
Peter
the-
guys?
Yeah.
Saltpeter.
Small Peter. Saltpeters.
No, it wasn't Small Peter. It was
Area
Yeah, it
52.
was saltpeter.
I thought he
Saltpeter.
talked about some other dumb shit.
Area
Either way.
52 was the guy who said we were losers. I
He
think.
was talking shit about the beards and the tattoos.
Yeah,
It was Area 52.
And I don't even have a beard.
I can't
resent
remember
that.
what Small Peter guy was bitching about.
Man, bucket.
You got
Anyway.
You got a beard.
I guess you'd call it a beard. So,
Something like that.
comments, Matt.
Yeah.
What we got for comments, man?
We got this from Alyssa. Alyssa D572.
That's the first one, I think. I've never heard her.
Yeah, she has commented before. Feeling like your trauma isn't bad enough to get help for or not deserving of that help. Man, that little voice in our head loves to beat us up and lie to us. Thanks for this one. Well, thank you, Alyssa. Alyssa's the one that helped inspire that last show.
Oh, okay, cool. Thank you, Alyssa. That was a great topic.
And then we got our boy Roy Bowers.
Roy, I haven't heard from Roy in a minute.
Yeah, been taking a hiatus, maybe.
Roy, I hope we see you on Sunday, by the way.
I don't think we are. I saw him. I don't think we're gonna. He's got something to do. Great show, men. Minimize, justify, rationalize.
Ooh, my 3 favorites.
All kinds of good stuff. Avoidance of the truth is the root of my soul sickness. Feeling the feelings, good, bad, and indifferent in God's time, not mine. Easier said than done. Thank you 3 for your service.
Roy.
Thank you, Roy. This is from Mary Banks, 1355. Another great show. Where did the name of the show come from? There have been many thoughts here at the center as to where it came from.
You want to give that an answer?
It's actually in one of our episodes.
Yeah, well, yeah. So that name came from, we had a bowling team years ago.
Sober Bowling.
Sober Bowling, and called it Subs for short. Socially Unacceptable, we're sober. And if you knew the 4 of us that were involved, you would know that was absolutely the most perfect name for our crew.
Yeah, and you would definitely not let us play with big, heavy balls.
No.
That one's for you, bud.
I'm leaving that one alone. I'm leaving that alone.
So thank you for that question, Mary. We got Miss Pat Russell.
Oh, Mom Dukes.
Great show, guys. Addicted or not, we all carry trauma.
That's right.
It's how you handle it and learn from it that matters. Jonathan, you will get another motorcycle over my dead body.
Mom has spoken.
Tell him, Pat.
Mom has spoken.
I think I did
bitch.
reply when I read this. I said, get him, Pat.
That's right.
Fucking dick.
Listen, girl, you better settle down.
Hey, girl. Daddy.
Then we got
Stop
Manny.
it, Daddy.
Manny Pino.
Manny.
Great show. I think.
Yeah.
I don't even know what the fuck to say.
Manny, you're going to have some explaining to do on Sunday.
See you Wednesday and at the pig roast. No one says they're going to see you twice and one thing and then another thing that's 3 days fucking later.
Thank you, Manny.
You just say we'll see you Wednesday and then we go from there.
Yeah.
Southwest Chuck.
Oh, let's see. How are you doing this right now?
It's like magic. We're in the Twilight Zone.
It's my superpower.
Oh my God.
There's 2 of them.
Dino hit the thing. God, there is not. Although his brother is a special guy, but he's not Chuck. Dino hit the nail on the head again. I catch myself doing the math on my penance all the time. Sometimes it keeps me humble, but sometimes it keeps me sick.
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 Yeah, you'll get
what
there.
I meant.
You'll get there.
Stick.
Just read
Only
the first
sick
and
people.
last letter, remember?
Stick without the T.
Only stick people can break that code.
Namaste, motherfucker.
That's right, baby.
Keep on keeping on.
Chuck.
And then we have Roy Bowers once again.
Double dip.
Double dipping Roy.
P.S. Congrats to the 18-year-old.
Who would that be?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's fuck you. Oh yeah. Wow.
You in your feelings for something over there?
Wow. Oh, this
Holy
little
shit.
motherfucker did not call me on my anniversary. That's why.
He was busy.
Look at
18 years, Matt. 18 years, bro. Who would have fucking thunk it?
It comes out, too. You can chew it.
me.
Look at your loose mic already.
Oh, you fucking need some
excited.
microphone Viagra.
So anyway, yes, August 15th.
Yeah, baby.
18 years, one day at a time.
It's crazy to me.
And you know, it's only because of men like this in my life. It's only because of living according. Can you get that fucking thing out of me?
I didn't get it.
I put it in.
I didn't get it.
I heard that about you.
Somehow, the miracle happened, though. I have a baby now.
True. It's like Mary.
Yeah.
Back like conception.
Yeah.
But no, because I was allowed to instill some of the things all the things that we talk about here on a weekly basis into my life, I was able to turn things around, man. And I'm blessed and honored to be here and to have that. And it just goes to show you, man, if I could hit any kind of anniversary, anyone can, man. I went down as far down the scale as you can go, and man, I'm 18 years climbing out of that hole. And the work never stops.
Did you say at one point, Matt, that your sober time?
Horrible that 2 motherfuckers are trying to get one thing out of it.
It's like 2 monkeys trying to fuck a
surpassed
football
your,
right now.
Prison time?
What?
Your sober time surpassed you? That's a weird face. Don't do that.
I'm done with
My hands are
Give me
waxed
that.
up.
Just leave it in there, man.
I want to look at it good.
Oh,
But anyway, thank you.
your
man.
prison. You're welcome, brother. Thank you for being the fucking sober role model you are today.
Yep.
Bet you never thought you'd hear that, huh?
It's like every time you hear something like that, you're still like, what?
What were you talking about right now?
Wait, you go,
Yeah.
me? You're talking to me, right?
You just
Me,
made
man?
me blow that shit in my fucking nose.
It's fucked up though. You know what? Like I come to you guys more often than I probably should go to my own our own sponsor.
Yeah.
But for some reason, because there's not that difference, I feel more comfortable just like giving you a holler on a whatever Thursday morning or talking to you about some shit that I'm mulling over in my head. And I don't know. It's probably my thing with authority, even though I know we're all on the same level. It's like
Well, I just say it just goes to support we always talk about the fellowship, the importance of the fellowship.
yeah.
Was that it for comments?
That was it.
Oh, nice. Thank you, everybody, for commenting, man. That we really appreciate
I
that.
didn't get no fucking sobriety dates.
We still didn't get no sobriety dates, and other than Matt's just now. Again, 1,300 followers. There's a bunch of people that watch all the time. A lot of them have said, I don't know how to comment, which I think they're watching it on their TV. If you go to hit comment on your TV, it'll tell you to go to your phone app of the YouTube on your phone, and you can comment through there.
Dude, some of the TVs give you a QR code. You just fucking take a picture of it and boom.
We're not that. We're not that, though.
You could do that.
Can we?
I don't know.
So that's how you do it. You
Chuck
go on your
and
phone.
Matt just fixed our recording situation. So
Nice.
yeah.
Anything's possible.
God, I feel like you're gonna hurt me right now.
Not on camera.
So, yeah, man, it was tough getting it in there, too. They were fucking in there. All right, cool. Thanks again, guys. Again, 1,300 followers, man. Let's get some comments, man. We don't even care if you call us assholes. Say something. Let us know that we're hitting people's emotions and intellect as well. Chuck is here. Chuck, Southwest Florida.
Chuck is here.
You're not from Florida though. You're from here.
From Naugatuck. I grew up.
Naugatuck?
Negative.
Yep, but I did all my dirt in the dirty water.
Oh God, dirty water.
Yep, the dirty water.
So, when's the last time you were here?
I came up in 18 for a funeral.
Oh, 6 years ago, right? We talked about that yesterday.
What a change, huh?
Well, yeah, I went back out and tested the waters, and they still sucked. Yeah. Everything's different. My program's different. This town is different.
The town.
Even just driving through and looking at where I didn't want to go.
Right. I remember the other day when you were, was it in Matt's shop? You were like, you showed up earlier for your tattoo appointment, and you were like, I'm here early. There's nothing to do in this damn town. I said, Chuck, once you see one zombie, you see them all, bro.
Yeah, pretty much.
Dude, it's bad out there, man. It's gotten so bad.
Well, here's the funny thing, though, because Chuck and I go way back, and I'm going to guess this is your first visit that you made it important not to go to the wrong places and see the wrong people.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Right. And
Absolutely.
that,
Yeah, I had to finally close that chapter.
right.
Is this your first time back up here sober?
No, my last trip was sober.
Remember one time there was a comment, and he said, I float for a funeral, and my first stop was at your shop?
Yeah. Oh, that's the show we argued if it was
I
actually.
didn't remember,
Yeah.
It was him.
That was the show. That's why I changed the name on the fucking YouTube, whatever, to Southwest Chuck.
Yeah.
So, tell us a little bit, man. A little bit about experience, strength, and hope.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit.
Well, I'm not going to get into the experience with the drinking. We've all heard it.
We all know it.
We didn't come here because we were fucking on a winning streak.
But you drink a lot of O'Douls and
Yeah, and I was sniffing fucking pre-workout. Yeah, baby. And see.
Some Cradle.
It was fucking crazy. But
cystically.
I don't know if I'm going to talk about anything after watching 26 episodes of this. The topic always seems to go to readiness. There couldn't be a better topic. Every fucking topic you guys you talk about stems from readiness.
Right.
Because if you ain't ready, the topics don't mean shit. That's right.
Yeah.
Nothing's going to work.
Oh, I fucking jail. Sobriety, jail, sobriety, jail, sobriety, jail. Like, if jail wouldn't get me sober, I couldn't get sober for my wife. It wasn't until, I was just brushing my teeth, looking in the mirror, and I'm like, you should just dump a fucking bullet in your head. Like, you're never going to amount to shit. You're never going to be the person you want to be. Like, figure it out or just fucking end it.
Just do it.
And I figured it out. That was the 4th of July, 2020. And I went to a picnic at a sober motorcycle clubhouse down in my area. And that was the day. I won't say I surrendered to the program. I'll say I submitted to the program.
Yeah.
I decided to get a fucking sponsor and start doing the steps and trying to do it the right way. And about 18 months in, it was when I surrendered. And, that's when I stopped faking my steps and shit like that. So in the last 2 years, it's just, the change has been tremendous. Yeah, I'm grateful for the first 18 months where I was kind of submitting to the program.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But, no one's perfect. Everyone does it right. Now I try to do it right, I definitely don't talk to my sponsor enough, but I'm in a round of steps. This is my second round of steps. First round with this sponsor. I'm on step 12. Like Jonathan mentioned before, the Dharma recovery. I do therapy every other week, and my therapist is legitimate badass. So I ordered her the books because I'm going to have her be like my accountability partner, and I'm going to do that Dharma recovery with her.
Dude, what'd you think of the book?
I didn't even read it because I didn't want to be like a fucking shiny object squirrel.
Yeah.
Off track. I was still in the middle of
Something else. Yeah.
Then I'm bisexual. I follow a few different fellowships.
Yeah.
There you
You know what I mean?
He's a swinger.
Yeah.
Hey, girl. But I'm just.
Yeah, because when you called me, we talked about that. you were getting me pumped up to it. I was like, oh shit, he's getting a butt. He's got it coming.
Yeah, I got it. I just, I didn't want to get sidetracked with the mission I was already on.
Right.
It's really easy to do that.
Oh, yeah.
So you get distracted, But like my isms are way deeper than just drugs and drinking. Like Amazon, porn,
Oh yeah.
Cheating on my old lady. Like, I don't know how I kept her. I was such a dirty scumbag for how many years. So like the new path I want to be on, like, when I came in on 4th of July, I walked into it's like I said, a sober motorcycle club, and I looked at the guy. He's like the biggest asshole in the room, and admittedly, on his part, the biggest asshole in the room. And he had 10 years. So I went, my words to him almost verbatim were, "You're like the biggest asshole around here, and you're sober. Why don't you show me how to do that?" And he was like, "All right." And we started doing the steps, and through the steps, I realized I didn't want to be an asshole no more. You know what I mean? I still don't know who the fuck I want to be. I'm trying to figure it out on a daily basis. And when I figure it out, that'll probably change 5 minutes after that. I just try to be better today than I was yesterday. And tomorrow I hope to be a little better than today. And
I think the more we get into this, the more every plateau is a new awakening and a new realization that, you know what, I'm going to evolve in this thing and I'm going to continue to grow in this thing.
Yeah, and I mean, everything works out for a reason. If anyone thinks there's a coincidence out there, you're an idiot. I don't care what your higher power is. More power to you. I mean, we're sitting on a podcast with Christians, Jews, and now Hindus. Namaste, motherfucker. But, I'm on a spiritual journey. When I decided to, I don't like to use the word fire that sponsor, but to get a new sponsor, it was right at that time that some guy that I was always cool with. I never asked him because he was a snowbird. He'd spend his summers up in Detroit, and then he'd be in Florida all winter. And I used that as an excuse. And then it was like 1 week after I said I wanted a new sponsor, this guy sold his cabin, and he moves to Florida full time.
No, this shit.
And it's, we all think we're unique when we first come in and this and that. Yeah. So I used every excuse that I was different, man. I played on the 1%er motorcycle world card as hard as I could. Step work. I can't tell you what I did. There's limitations. I'm a bad motherfucker. But this guy here, he comes from the same world, same exact world, not the same organization, but the same world. He lived the same way, and then when he's honest and he talks about his feelings. When you got this grown-ass man that lived the same life as me, it's only he did it because he was a scared little boy. I'm like, son of a bitch. Now I got to be honest. I got into that world because I didn't like myself.
Right.
They called it a disease. Yeah, sure. Break that word down. Disease. I had a disease with myself since a little kid. I was a little fat kid in the neighborhood when my brother was the super jock. I was never comfortable in my own skin. So then at 18, I start going into the bars and seeing these bikers that everyone's scared of
look beautiful.
It looked beautiful because no one wanted to get close to them. And fuck, if I'm one of them, no one's gonna even want to know me. This is great, except for them. And they didn't want to get to know me as long as I had drugs in my pocket. I was a brother, you know what I mean? So it worked out good. It was like it was just such a facade that I was able to live. And then with that whole world, the drugs and drinking. But the drugs and drinking are really just a byproduct of
they really are
of my disease. Yeah. Like my disease is so rooted differently. Like that, honor your trauma. So much shit could be traumatic that you don't even realize it's traumatic.
A lot of it.
Yeah. I mean,
and our ego gets in the way.
Ego?
That shit didn't even faze me.
Yeah, what's an ego?
Not you.
I'll look that up. No, ego affects everything in me.
Chuck's ego will blow the roof off this fucking house.
The motorcycle club that I rode with, not the 1%er one, but the sober club, I ended up joining that, very soon after this guy was sponsoring me. And, I put the cut on. I do the little probate period, and, in 6 months, I get my cup. As soon as it was a full patch, my ego started going. Now, this club, even though it's a milk and cookie sober club, they have to answer to the real motorcycle clubs. And just so happens to be it's the one I used to be affiliated with out here, just in a Florida version. And it was like, they treated me a little different than they did the rest of the club because I used to be one of them. Mm-hmm. And that just fucking inflated my ego.
Oh, nice.
So I couldn't even be in I call them milk and cookies, and that's kind of insulting, because they're not milk and cookies. It's not like a pussy club. They're a real MC, but they just don't drink. Well, I couldn't even be involved in that without my ego fucking it up. I think back at like jobs, like I've had great jobs, and I'm just let my ego or entitlement fuck it up, and that was all just because I didn't like me.
Right.
You know what I mean? I wanted more to help me fill a void, whether it be acknowledgement, whether it be more money, or whatever it is. Want more. Always, I let my ego fuck me up.
And that void's never full, man.
Well, it all starts because we assume into identity. We think that identity is going to make us the person that we want to be, or that we think we want to be, and then we realize, man, this ain't working.
No.
But now I've already acquired this new persona.
Yeah, I committed to this shit.
I'm deep into it. I got to ride it out.
No.
I remember one time a counselor looked at me. She's like, "What do you think you're doing with all them tattoos and behaving the way you've been behaving?" I'm like, "What the fuck you mean?" She's like, "You don't want to be seen by anybody. You don't even want to be noticed, yet you cover yourself with tattoos. You act like the biggest fucking idiot on the block, which causes everyone to look at you." Yeah. So, what do you... And, it was hearing things like that over the years. It's never one magical thing we hear that flicks the switch. It's a series of things that we begin to hear that slowly chip away at that switch to flip it to the point where one day you wake up and you're in the mirror and you're like, this ain't it.
You know how I felt that switch happened was when the stupid little one-liners didn't bother me no more.
Yeah.
They stopped pissing me off.
Or when I caught myself, saying them.
Right.
Yeah.
I had this one brother, Brother Jingles with the Sober Club. He would tell me, "This too shall pass." That was his famous line. And I told him one day, I says, "I'm going to choke you out if you say that to me one more time." And he would be like, "Hey, this," and he would stop. And he called me with some shit one time, and it was solid. It was like a health concern. He was like, but the doctor's going to figure it out, but I'm still scared. And I just looked at him. I said, "Man," and I didn't do it out of sarcasm.
Right.
Like, "Yo, bro, this too shall pass."
Just realized it.
And like, he looked at me for a minute, and I thought he was going to get slick until he realized I was genuinely saying it.
Right.
It's like all them little one-liners I used to hate. And
I talk about it all the time.
And, part of this, too, is this perception. It's almost something that we can control, right? Once we commit to this thing, this illusion of who we are, the toughness or the badass, and it's like I have to commit to this. And then all of a sudden I come into these rooms and they're talking to me about this shit, like the upside down thinking and the this too shall pass. And I was like, dude, I'm a complicated guy. This simple fucking one-liner that you're giving me is not gonna fucking solve my problems. I got big deal going on here. And again, that's back to the ego getting in the way of our shit.
But you don't understand.
Yeah, you just don't understand.
You don't understand, bro.
You don't know what I've been through.
There's a guy
love
out
that
there.
one.
There's a guy out there right now, man, not doing well because we don't understand what he's going through.
Oh, 18?
Nah, Nick.
Oh.
Not doing well, man. But we don't understand, because, bro, you don't understand. I'm about to lose my house, my girl, and I don't have a job. I got to get a job, and you don't understand the bills, and you don't understand my son, and I like every time he comes back, I'm like, why do you insist that I don't understand what you're going through? Like,
Literally been through
Is
that.
this new stuff that nobody's ever had to go through before?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then. Yeah, I tell him, dude, I couldn't see my kids for 2 years, bro.
Yeah, I remember.
But I got through it. I stayed here, man. You know what I mean? But, like, if you keep saying, I don't understand, you guys don't understand, I automatically separate myself from you guys.
We're different.
And there's no help I can give you, and there's no help you're going to be able to take from me. Because I don't understand.
You want the reward without doing the work.
It's,
You did the work, and then you got the reward. That's how it works.
Right, right.
It's like when I sent that text out this morning. Keep it simple. You always hear people say keep it simple. I could never keep it simple because I was too busy making it fucking difficult. I was always counterproductive to my own shit. The old saying, you're your own worst enemy. If you did to me what I did to myself, I'd want to murder you dead.
absolutely. They never find you again.
But you keep beating yourself up over and over again. And it's funny how there's no quit in the abuse. But goddamn, if I could find no quit in the fucking to save myself.
Yeah.
You know?
You know, my thing is when people say, "Oh, you don't understand," you don't understand, you don't understand. Well, obviously, them people ain't been listening in the meetings, because if you listen long enough, you're gonna hear people that probably went through worse. You know, my grand sponsor lost his wife to COVID. She was 34 years when she went. Like, you know, one of my good friends in my area, he lost both of his twin sons on the same day. One drowned, and the other, and they were little. The other one went in the pool to try to save his brother, and they both drowned.
Oh my God, dude.
You know,
Awful.
That's heavy duty.
and he made it. That's right. He got 20-something years now. I think, I want to say he was at about the 10-year mark when that happened. Now, if you could get through both your twin boys going, you could get through anything.
You remember?
Now, if you're saying you don't understand, no, you're full of shit. You don't understand because you ain't been paying attention.
Or you don't want to.
I'm sitting here, you know, my father murdered my mother. I got through it. I didn't get through it the right way.
Right.
You know, but I got through it. It wasn't the end of the world. You know, it is what it is.
They say that one of the guys that you met the other night says the toughest men and women you'll ever meet are in these groups here, because they're living life on life's terms without the benefits of drugs and alcohol, and they're going through stuff. They're not going around it. They're not going over it. They're not trying to run away from it. They're facing it head on, no matter what. Right? It's the no matter what club, you know. And from listening, and I tell the story all the time. One of my very first meetings in the rehab I was in, you were able to go to one meeting a week after you hit the 2-month mark there. And the dude that was sharing, his father just passed away that day. And he was there to share his story, his spirit, strength, and hope. And in my head, I'm like, what are you fucking doing here, bro? You should be it. And he was like, and this is where I need to be. And he like explained all that. And I'm like, holy crap. I'm going to have to go through that someday. I really need to hear what this guy has got to say. And like, he helped me solidify being part of the no matter what comes down the line. I don't pick up a drink. I don't pick up a drug. And I try to the best of my ability to use this program and to walk through it. You know what I mean? And as a direct result of that stuff, when I came back to Waterbury, my mom passed 6 months of living here. And I haven't seen her for 2 and change years. So a lot of stuff had to happen in that 6 months, which was the most beautiful relationship we've ever had. It was mended, you know. Shortly after that, my brother overdoses and dies of heroin. It's like 7 months later. And a couple years later, my dad passes away. And like all these things were happening. And my family were like, how the hell are you like with this good attitude about, not that I'm like, hey, my mom died. You know what I mean? But I was like, you know, acting accordingly like an adult. And I never noticed it. I was the last one.
Why? You were too busy doing the fucking thing.
I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing
right.
here, you know? And I'm like, wow. So, yeah, man, when I hear that, you don't understand, man, I can't see my kids. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
You know, the thing that I love,
Yeah.
this isn't to exclude you, but the 3 retards that we are. Like,
I think he just excluded you.
No, unfortunately, I have to. I've known Chuck forever. I've known you forever. And the beauty is that there's 3 people that can clearly tell you that if you don't do the work, you're going to go back out. And then you're going to fool yourself to think you're going to come back, and then you go back out, and you're going to come and you're going to go out. So the people that are maybe watching this, that are thinking, this shit isn't for me, or I can't get this, I know for myself, I said it 1 million times, I'm never going to get this shit. I'm going to die fucking using. I'm going to die in prison. I'm going to die whatever. But I'm not going to die sober. Because I can't even get sober. And I don't know how many times I've seen both of you guys with my own 2 eyes go in and out. And always making it back. And, you know, we do a little bit more work.
Yep.
And we go back out. We come back in. We do a little more work. And we go back out. And then the day comes that we're stuck.
We're ready.
We're ready, man.
Ready.
Right. That's one of the best words in the world.
Yeah.
We're ready.
I mean, I wrote my own fucking eulogy when I was with the club. You know,
I remember that.
I came back from a club funeral, and I was just like, you know, when I go, this is how I want it. Because even on my way out, it's got to be my way.
My way.
And I was so fucking brainwashed now. I was like, you know,
That's hilarious.
You know, if you're sitting there and you're hearing this, don't be sad if I was shot, because I chose the team I was on. If I and I'm being serious, if I overdose, don't be sad. My body just couldn't keep up with my habit.
Yeah.
You know, if I died on my bike, you know, I was happy. Like, I was fucking brainwashed. One of the original members of the Sober Club, when he heard that, he was like, do me a favor. He says, write a eulogy of what you'd want to hear today.
Yeah.
Deep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Deep. When you put them side by side, I was like,
That's night and day.
you know,
Perspective, man.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I relate a lot to when you're looking at the bikers and you're seeing this is what I want, man. I was kind of raised on South Main Street near Nardelli's, so they were all hanging out there, all these bikers and stuff, and they got the girls and they're cranking some rock and roll, and I'm like, man, and my mom's like, get over here. She's like, you don't ever want to be like that. You don't ever want to hang out with those guys. I'm like, but why? Like, they're the coolest dudes I ever saw. I'm like 10 years old, man. And like, I always looked at the most screwed up people. That's who I want to be like. I want to be like that. I want to be like, and set out to go do that. I set out to be a rock and roll star. I was supposed to be a rock and roll star.
You are.
But
you made it.
just the wrong rock. All right, so I set out to do that. I started playing guitar and all this stuff. I wanted to be a rock star, but I never looked at the sacrifice. I never looked at a lot of the stuff that made them. I just looked at their party life, and I'm like, okay, so I have a guitar. Now I need some weed and Jack Daniels.
Yeah.
This is how I'm going to be a rock. And I followed that for a long time. I became a rock star, all right?
It's
just the wrong rock, man.
yeah, I got 5 guitars and I can't play one chord. Not one. They're hanging on my wall in my living room.
Oh, they look pretty dope.
one thing about Chuck. When Chuck makes his mind up to get into something, he gets into something.
Oh, I could tell
Especially
with
when
the
it's
Dharma.
trouble.
Yeah.
When I made up my mind to get in trouble, I got that shit.
Yeah,
faster.
absolutely.
Trouble's delicious.
How did you guys? Where do you guys know each other from?
We met every
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then we
certain one up by Cater Tech High School. We won't mention that.
Yeah, no.
It don't even have the same name anymore.
No, it doesn't. And the ironic thing is, after I came home from prison, I caught a commitment out of there, and I still have that commitment to this day for, 15 years.
It has to be more than that.
No, it's
Because on one of my in and outs, you had me share there one time. You remember?
No.
I'm just coming back. He was like, you're sharing for me. I'm like, dude, I got like 30 minutes. He was like, you're going to share it today. You don't remember that?
No.
You said, I want you to go there and tell them all about what not to do.
This guy, I fucking always loved him, and I loved to want to fucking strangle him to death. So every time he came back, I was on him.
He's like, yo, you're speaking for me on Saturday night. I'm like, dude, I have 20 minutes sober, dude.
Yeah, but that don't make a difference, man. You can still hear the message through the mess. Because
I'm sure they did.
Oh yeah, he just wasn't
Sometimes I've been a
fucking-
perfect bad
He
example.
wasn't trying to carry nothing.
I was like, yeah, I got like 30 minutes sober. My name's Dino. I'm an alcoholic. And don't do everything I'm about to talk about.
See, I'm gonna probably go out tomorrow.
I'll be back. I might actually be sleeping here next week. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, dude. So yeah, man, being ready and like looking at that person in the mirror, and I used to have a medicine cabinet in my shed, and I would look at that medicine cabinet. I would look at that medicine cabinet, and all the time I would look at it, and go, I'm good. Yeah, no, I'm good. And then that one time where I looked at it, and I was like, yo, I have no idea who that is anymore. Like, it doesn't even look. I don't know who that is. It looked completely like a stranger in that shit. And I'm like, what the hell? Well, time to get high some more. Time to hurry up and
Gotta
drink.
stop that thought.
Yeah, we're gonna forget that.
Yeah.
That mirror.
What would you say, Chuck, is since your readiness and coming in and giving it your all, what do you think is your biggest gift of recovery, of sobriety?
Fuck, man. I don't even know. There's so many gifts. How do you pinpoint one of them? Without mentioning any names, there's someone that's super important to me in my life that's a family member. Having him just call me, even though I knew he was fucking up, and say, is it all right if I call you for help?
Oh, no shit.
Wow.
And this is someone older in my family that, it's supposed to be the other way around. I'd say you're supposed to look up to your elders for him to say, I really think you could help me. Stuff like that. A gift of seeing the light come on in a newcomer's eyes. Nothing like what bigger gift is there than that?
I remember
Your gifts are never ending. I don't know who the fuck I want to be tomorrow.
And how could you ever repay when the gifts come that much, man?
Yeah, no,
can't.
no shit. I couldn't honestly say here and pinpoint it. We don't even have enough time in the show for me to contemplate and start to think of all the different gifts. It's never ending. You know, the relationship I have with my sponsor, even though I don't talk to him enough, you know, to know I could call and talk to that man about absolutely anything.
Oh.
Okay.
I remember the early on, I got gifts real quick, and the first one was after doing a fifth step. Like for my whole life, man, my head was always something was going on up there. Like I was planning, I was scheming, I was thinking, I was contemplating or regretting, whatever it was. My head was always running. And when my sponsor told me after the fifth step, go lay down, say prayer, and take some quiet contemplation time, it was the first time in my life that it stopped. Like there was no chatter up there, and I was like, holy shit, this is fucking cool, you know?
Yeah, but mine was the opposite. You know, like you hear all the people with the horror stories. Oh my God, the four step to four steps. So you try to avoid it, and I tried avoiding it for a while. And when you hear the people, how it was like this weight was lifted off my shoulders. Hey man, good for you if that really happened. For me, it did. Yeah, because of the world I came from. Like I legit had nightmares for like 3 weeks. Like I was calling my sponsor every morning, like, yo, I was dreaming this, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, yeah, you're reliving it in your head. He's like, you're just working your way through it. And it was kind of a miserable 3 weeks. But as I'm reprocessing all of it, you know, like legit processing it, not just putting it in paper and telling someone, now I'm processing.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
After them 3 weeks, then it was like, oh, there you go. Now I feel pretty fucking light.
Yes.
Yeah.
Those 3 weeks were pretty fucking
Tough.
torturous, man. A lot of lost sleep. I mean, a lot of crying. That's the fucking best part about it. Like, you know, well, the tough guy, whoopers on our biker. Bro, I cry at fucking movies now.
Commercials.
It's like, if the TV show's starting to get a little fucking sad or something's coming, my 20-year-old daughter should be like, she waits for it. Like, she stalks me like she's going to go get the tissues or something. You know, or my wife will giggle if she catches me wiping my eye.
But dude, what a blessing tears are.
Yeah, without a doubt.
You know what I mean?
I still fight that.
What a blessing to be able to say I spent my whole life a fucking scared little kid.
Yeah, and never
a room
cried.
full of fucking bearded, tattooed heathens. You're all fucking heathens. You know what I mean? To be able to say I was a scared little boy, and that's why I did a lot of the shit I did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
I was scared to death you would find out I was fucking front.
Fake, fake. Absolutely. You're scared that people are going to find out you're fake. And that's why, like, my facade was the best of them all. You know what I mean?
Don't let them close enough.
The worst I was of a person, the better I looked in the organization's eyes. And it was the worst I looked in society's eyes. And then it even got to the point where if you really get fucking crazy enough, some of the guys in the club don't even want to fuck with you. You know, they're like, yo, he's one of those fucking, we're just going to leave him alone. Put him in the pocket until we need him.
You're like, I made it.
And
I did it.
And that was my I have arrived on way of the dark world.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
The blessings though, man. Like when I share about, because it's a daily thing, period. Right? There's not tomorrow yet. So I wake up in the morning.
Not tomorrow, yeah.
It's not tomorrow.
Not yet.
Oh man, I'm starting.
will be yesterday.
Anyway, so I woke up this morning, and I get out of bed. And I'm like, did anybody hear that? I woke up this morning, and I got out of my bed, and I stood up on my legs. Anybody hear that? I stood up on my legs. Then I was able to go outside into my backyard. Anybody hear that? Is anybody hearing my blessings?
your mic works. We've heard it.
Yeah, bro, I think you might need to see a
So I'm not asking you guys.
Jonathan hit record.
But it's just like, gratitude. You know what I mean? Always gratitude. And it's like people like talk about, I have to make a gratitude list. I don't have to do that.
Never.
I woke up this morning. Anybody fucking hear that? And then I go about my business. I'm outside. I'm connected with my higher power. When I leave my house, I lock
I'm gonna send
my door with this key. It's in my hands. Anybody hear that? It's in my hands.
Yeah, not the padlock on the ship.
Not the padlock.
I don't even see the
Dude,
key.
I lived with my parents. I was a kid. You think I could get a key? They're like, no. And then when we leave, you got to leave.
Yeah.
You're not staying here by yourself. This was the last time I lived. They're like, you're not. You know what I mean? There's no keys here, bro.
I love the fact they moved on you while you were away. They're like, fuck this.
Well, last time I went to jail, I came back. They moved.
That's right.
I
heard that episode.
and now they changed their phone number they had for 35 years. I'm like, whoa, man.
That's dedication.
All right, so this has been a great one, Chuck. Thank you so much for making the time to do this.
Listen, man, it was my pleasure.
This means the world to us, bro.
Yeah, man.
It does.
You're gonna
Man.
be able to, I don't think we're ever gonna get anyone to travel as far as this guy did to come be on our show.
You never know.
Never know.
You never know.
You gotta keep on keeping on.
Unless you move farther away and come home, I don't think so.
You never know, man.
You ain't going to Cali, are you?
Never say never. No, man, the recovery there sucks. I don't like weed.
Damn. All right, so moving on, guys. Again, don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, share, love us, comments. 1,300 followers. We get the same 5-6 people commenting all the time.
Which we love.
We do love them, but we would love to hear some more. Yeah. Even if it's something you think we should work on, you have suggestions for us. We are, despite our looks, are open-minded people.
Yeah.
If you need help, let us know. We got guys. We can get you to help. Jonathan put the stuff in the screen to let you know how to hit us up. Also, don't forget our merch. We got some new merch out there. One of them only a few people will understand. The fuck you, Eddie shirt. So now we're gonna move into our next segment, which is the one time, bro. And we have two tonight because we have a guest. One of them is going to be presented by Chuck, and the next one's gonna be by Matt. Chuck, what do you got?
All right, I'm going to keep this one PG-13 because I was less than 13 years old when it happened. All right, a little backstory. I took my first hit of crack at 11 years old. I caught an oldest family member smoking it, and he was like, don't tell your parents. Try it.
Let me get some of that. Yeah.
Don't tell your parents. Try it.
Yeah, and I was also informed that it was white hash.
Yeah.
Oh, so
that's the good.
I don't know if I was 12 or if I was 13 when it happened, but I got invited to a birthday party, and it wasn't even a clique of people that I hung around with. It was like a totally random clique, but if it was within bicycle distance, man. So I'm like, fuck yeah, man! I'm gonna go
bicycle distance.
And the kid was allowed to have his birthday party there, even though his folks were gone because his older sisters were there. So I don't know if it was my looks or what, but one of the sisters is like, I'd really like to get some weed. And then everyone's like, yeah, can you get some weed? Can you get some weed? Can you get some weed? I'm like, nah. I says, but I could get some white hash.
Yeah.
So
yeah, buddy, that white hash.
So me, one other kid that was my age, and the two older sisters hopped in the car, and we drive to Long Hill because it was the only place that I knew how to
Waterbury?
cop. Yeah.
Oh, babe.
Right in the Long Hill Projects is the only place that I knew to cop at fucking 12 or 13 years old.
Especially the white hash.
Yeah, especially.
Yeah. And listen, man, that's the best part. I was telling Matt earlier, like when we rolled up on the dude, I was like, I need 100 of that white hash. You know what I mean? Like, think about it, man. Like, these, I'm with these two older sisters that are probably at the time, I would say like 18 and 20 or 16 and 18, half white, half Asian, gorgeous sisters. And like, I'm taking them into the project, I'm taking them to Long Hill Projects at like 9 o'clock at night. So then we get back to the party, and I'm a fucking professional.
You got the white hash.
Yeah, I got the white hash.
Okay.
Well, I'm 13, so I go get me an aspirin bottle, go get me a pen, give me some tin foil, rubber band. I made shit happen. Someone start, burning cigarettes, get the ashes ready.
Everybody's like, I'm confused.
Yeah, they're fucking way confused.
MacGyver's giving directions.
Here I am, 13 years old, and I would put like a little fucking crumb on, and I would, hook the sister up, hook up the birthday boy, and then here I am with a fucking boulder.
Hell yeah.
They're like looking at me, and then every time they would, two of them would take a hit, I would do a resin. Like 13 years old, I was a fucking con man getting fucking crack. It was ridiculous. A lot of people think that's a bullshit story, and I don't know. I really hope that the fucking kid that this happened to doesn't see this. He might put 2 and 2 together, or his sisters be like, "Oh my god, I smoke crack. What's it?
He's in rehab right now watching this episode.
Oh my God.
They're showing the episode. You're like,
there's a possibility.
Jesus.
It's not crack. It was white hash, I told told you.
I was tossing it up, trying to figure out which one time to go because I got a few, and I was like, I didn't want to go with any of the violent ones and upset soft Peter guy or whatever. Especially if he gets
Soft Peter.
Especially if he gets cut into a short, and then so I figured I'd go PG-13, 13-year-old crack con man.
Nice.
I already hear the title of this one time, bro.
Nah, yeah,
The white
this
hash.
one time, bro. Just say
This one time.
This one time.
Chuck's white hash one time, bro.
Did you scared, bro? You didn't even try arguing that.
No.
This
Because
one time.
I got a story that and I don't know why I did this. Like I went with opium instead of heroin because I thought opium was like a little bit more respectable, and I tricked this girl into like, yeah, no, I'm not shooting heroin. That's fucking crazy. It's opium. It's just
Class.
yeah.
The teetotaler.
No, and on the arguing side, I've given up on that. I have given up on it. I've just accepted the fate that I got to get my victories subtly.
Absolutely. The pain is in the resistance.
Yeah, exactly. When I
Just
fight
go
back,
with it.
yeah,
It only hurt for about 30 seconds.
yeah.
That's a funny one, dude. That's a funny one because when you guys tell your one time bros, I try to visualize all of it in my head, and I'm cracking up over here. And so I'm like, oh my god, dude, I could just like you're like, give me a pill bottle, give me a pen, some paper.
But this is where my
I'm
head-
like, look at these girls are like,
The only thing that
This must be
you could
some
have
pretty
played your
different
wrist. The Mission Impossible.
we're gonna get that.
I'm getting jealous over here. I was like,
Yeah,
man,
man, you gotta picture the whole thing though in Long Hill. Like you gotta remember at 13, like you, I wanted to be a rock star.
Yeah.
I had long permed frosted. It looked like Sammy Hagar
Big
was
perm.
a fucking hero. And here we are in like this little Toyota Corolla in Long Hill.
You imagine,
Yo, man, can I get some of that white?
you imagine the dude selling to you go, this motherfucker wants some white hat. Anybody know what white hat is? They're like, sell him some
I've
crap.
got this rock.
Sell him some
He
crap.
probably recognized me, yo. I was saying, Frank Flyer miles at 13.
What a life, man. We are truly blessed, man, to be here. Only through his grace. All right, that was a good one. The white hash one time. Matt, what do you got, buddy?
I have a one time. So there's one time, and I don't even know if you know this, but that was my first night going out. For coming home from prison.
I do know that.
Did I tell you that?
Yeah, I do know that. When we were doing and ripping it at the table. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
absolutely did tell me.
All right, so I'm at a house call. I'm tattooing, and I'm not in my brain using. I'm not going to use tonight. So I'm living with my aunt and uncle signed me out for parole. I'm fresh out. I'm out like 90 days. They leave that day for the Cape. They have a house up in the Cape. They say, okay, we'll see you in a couple months. I'm like, okay. I don't think nothing of it. I'm tattooing at this party. This motherfucker walks in. I'm like, holy fuck. Now, literally, after seeing him, I'm thinking, he's probably gonna get some shit.
yeah, he's probably got it already.
So I call him to the side. I'm like, yo, man, you know where to get any shit? He's like, yeah, I probably could do that. So I said, well, do it. And we had trouble for a little while. Couldn't hook up with nobody. But then something came along. We're doing some lines on their kitchen table. Everyone's in the living room. And I remember the lie. Because he knew I was sober or I was supposed to be clean. I'm like, nah, it's for a chick, bro. And when I leave here, she likes that shit. So it's for her.
Obviously.
He's like, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So now there's a bad part to the story. It's comical, but there is a bad part. So earlier that day, the people's house that I'm at, I sell this guy a bunch of shit. Brand new Ryobi toolkit, things of that nature. I tell you that now because later on, there's another part to the story. So I get through that whole night. This guy, at like 2 in the morning, I wanted to get a 40 piece. He's like, hey, I got that for you. And we had already been separated for hours. I'm like, I'll be right there. I fucking run down. We're down on East Main.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about.
So I get the thing. I go home. I whip it up. I do one hit. I'm running around that house like I'm on a track, and I'm running for the gold medal.
I love it.
That 40 lasted me all night.
Wow.
Oh, good shit.
Bro, because I did a whack, And there was one of them old houses up in Middlebury with 400 windows. I got to check every one.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I'm running around this thing like a fucking squirrel, bro. Needless to say, I get through that. Now I don't even go to work the next day. What a shocker. I was the king of never showing up. And I cop some more. I go down the street. I go down to fucking Willow. I do my thing. Now I'm off and running. So later that day, I run out. And I say, I know where some toolkits. So
I drop those off.
I go right back to that house. And believe me when I tell you, like I said, man, I laugh because just to hear the stories, comical. I do feel bad that I did what I did. I broke back into the house. I stole my shit back that I sold them the day before. Now, at this point now, I believe because in one 24-hour period, my life did a fucking complete 180, right? And I'm already seeing the writing on the wall. And I'm saying to myself, at the end of this day, I'm gonna either need to be dead or in prison.
Oh.
Right?
Oh, that was the day.
Yeah, that was the
That was the day. Right. I've talked about that before. And so my aunt and uncle and another friend at the time, I was staying in touch with them on the phone, but I wouldn't tell them where I was. Because I legit was, I don't know if I was trying to work up the balls to kill myself. I don't really know what was going on. But all I do know is that I'm sitting in this car in the middle of the summer with the windows rolled up, and I'm hallucinating, and I'm thinking, there ain't no way that this day can end good, right? And somehow these motherfuckers pinpointed where I was. They show up at the fucking parking lot I'm sitting in.
It's not odd.
I'm like, what the fuck? So instantly I go into survival mode and I convince my uncle, man, I need rehab. I didn't need no rehab. I needed the back door to the rehab because that's already where I was headed.
Right.
That's the plan. In 2.2 seconds,
Oh, yeah.
I manipulate their affection and their emotions, and I already know my plan. I said, listen, man, I robbed these people. They were kind of friendly to me. I said, I gotta get that shit back. My uncle was so good to me, bro. He took me right. Oh, so getting back to the thing is I said by the end of that day, I'm gonna probably be dead. So I went right to the pawn shop with it.
Yeah.
I didn't bother trying to sell it on the street.
Right.
My uncle took me right to the pawn shop and we bought everything back.
Wow.
Yeah. So I don't know what I was thinking. I called this chick on the phone. I say, hey, listen, man, things got kind of crazy. I'm gonna probably have to get out of town. She's like, oh, yeah, is everything all right? I said, yeah, but I got to tell you, man, I robbed your fucking house. And she starts flipping on the phone. I said, listen, I got all your shit. I got everything back. Well, you got till 4 o'clock. Better bring my shit to my house or I'm calling the cops.
Oh, God, it didn't make it.
I said, don't worry. I got the stuff. The stuff was already in the car. We get to the house. I'm knocking on the door. I got all this stuff on the porch. I'm knocking on the door. No one's answering. I hear the dog in the house is barking. I'm like, what the fuck? I turn around to yell to my uncle, parked in the car. I said, man, they're not answering the fucking door. No sooner do I say that, 4 cars.
Oh.
Cops came. Now,
Oh, they already called.
they already called.
Wow.
And you want to know something? I got stuffed in the car, and the cop walked up to me, and I do want to say one thing. My aunt was crying.
Yeah.
I'll never forget that, right? And she's like, he doesn't deserve to go to jail. And, my family really, and I think this happens with a lot of families, a lot of loved ones, they don't really understand the depth of the addiction and the catastrophes that we create. And they want the best for you, and they don't want to see you go down. And I was always the kind of criminal that I never lied. At the end of the day, you got me.
Yeah.
I'm not going to give you no information.
Right.
But at the same time, if you got me,
If you got me, you got me. Yeah.
Right. And
Once you
I'm
can't
not
die
that-
with that.
I'm
line.
not that guy to say, oh, I'm innocent. The one-armed man did it. No, I did all my shit. I did all my dirt. And so the cop says to me, man, I've never seen anybody do what you did. And I was like, what you talking about? He's like, you know, no one ever brings the stuff back. And, you know, that boils down to where I've always said this about myself. I feel that aside from my horrible addiction and alcoholism, that I've always felt that I had a good heart, I had a bad brain.
Mm-hmm.
And it was my bad brain and that addiction calling the shots to compel me to do the things that I've done to other people.
Powerless.
Completely powerless, 100%.
I had to say, hey,
You
Listen, the
know,
only thing that's confusing me about this story is if the stuff came from me to you, I don't know how the fuck you got it to come back, bro. Because I guarantee I stuffed the shit out of it.
no. That shit didn't. No, I cook anything. I cook that.
Obviously,
He'll cook sheetrock right now. It'll
I'll
come back.
bring anything back. I'll bring it in your shoe. I'll whip it.
obviously, Mac.
Whip it.
You got him on Sicily to come back, bro. Yeah.
But you know, at the end of the day,
Yeah.
it
We are good people, dude.
Yeah, I
We are good
believe
people, man.
that, but, you know, and it's very hard to separate the addict alcoholic from the behavior. You know, and now when things go on, like I use myself as the example. Back in the day, I shouldn't even talk about it, but my driving, I'll be cutting people off. I'm blowing red lights, and now, well, before now, but then someone wants to cut me off.
Oh, fuck
I'm
this.
following you,
Yeah.
and then we're gonna fucking fight.
To the driveway.
Right at the red light. I don't give a fuck where we're at. We're gonna go at it. And today when someone cuts me off, I'm able to say, they must got somewhere to be. You know?
I'll be like, man, that was a good one, bro.
Yeah, literally. I've done that before.
I would have did that shit, but you got me.
And you know, and I think that's the beauty of putting in this work
Yeah, man.
and making, you know, that change in our lives that allow us to the things that used to offend us, the things that used to invoke an emotion, the things that used to get my fucking blood pressure boiling. Today, it's not so easy to do that.
Right.
Because I'm walking into today. I always laugh when I think about you, man. I'm winning. I'm winning this day. Every day I walk into, man, I'm walking in, and Chuck just said it, to be a little better than I was yesterday.
Right.
And I just want to keep that motion, keep that energy moving, man.
I wanna win,
every
man.
day. And, you know, you could walk around, and I'll end with this. You could walk around with your head hung down, and you think, man, that you're the most terrible person, and that no one has done what you've done. Well, guess what? If there's a name for it, somebody else has done it.
Believe it.
You know, and the only way that we can begin to separate ourselves from those things is to begin, like an old sponsor of mine said, you have to start to put happy memories in the bank. If you stay secluded, if you stay narrow-minded, you stay with your head down, where's the happiness going to creep into your life?
Okay.
You stay alone. I know for me, what do they say? When I'm alone, I'm in the company of an idiot.
I'm with an idiot.
You know, so I needed, as much as it scared me to bring people into my life, I desperately needed to bring people into my life because I can't do this alone. And as much as I know these three men, no one here is doing it alone. We do it together, you know? So that's it.
Nice, man.
Nice. Great episode.
Great episode.
Always.
Always.
Can't thank Chuck enough.
Yeah, thank you, Chuck.
Appreciate it, man.
Absolutely.
And thank you for not being an interrupter this week.
I was thinking
I
about
appreciate
it.
it.
I was thinking,
Appreciate that.
especially when we were reading Manny's comment.
Yeah.
Guys, again, don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, share, sobriety dates. If you need help, let us know. We got guys, merchandise, all that stuff. Chuck, again, thank you so much for taking the time. I know it was your pleasure, but it was just as much ours as well. That was a great episode, good one times. And I think the only thing I have left to say is thank you for being a friend.
Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again.
Did it stay?
You're